This video is going to be about my Landis Abrasive surface grinder. I picked this machine up a few weeks ago and I just got it all wired up and hooked up, set up, the whole 9 yards, and now it's up and running. I've got to do a few minor things to it, but it is in proper working order, and I'm going to be putting it to use pretty soon. So I figured I'd make a video about it and show, briefly how it works, and just a quick clip of it running, and share that with everyone. So I'm gonna get to it, and I hope you like it. Hang right on. So this is the surface grinding machine right here. It's a Landis Abrasive, and she's an oldie. Old American iron. This was built in the 40s, between 1940 and I believe 1946. Right now it's got a manual magnetic chuck on there, and I've got on the floor over here a great big electromagnetic chuck that I just don't need. I think I'm gonna sell it. The thing's so massive and immense. It weighs about 400 pounds, and it was like, between myself and my cousin hauling this machine in here, it was every bit of what we could do to just pick that up off the floor, enough to get it on some 2x4s. I don't really want a thing to do with that thing. It's valuable to someone, but I just don't need it. But anyways, this is the machine here, and this is quite big. It's about 6 feet tall, and the table length overall is about 5.5 feet and maybe 1.5 feet wide, and the chuck is about, I don't know, maybe 18 to 20 inches. This machine is not hydraulic. It's all mechanical, gear driven, and there's two belts in the back. There's one really wide, heavy belt that runs the spindle, and there's another heavy belt as well, not quite as wide, that runs the drive shaft into the transmission on this. And that shaft, as it goes into the transmission, runs everything else. The linear back and forth, side to side motion in X, and the linear motion back and forth in Y, as well as the amount of step over in Y and the stroke length in X. The Z, of course, that's a hand feed. This is not a programmable modern machine. You would use these knobs on the top to drop it down, a couple tenths at a time, depending on what you're doing. But it does have a full automatic oil system on it, operated through this box on the right of the spindle head there. The pumping system is it's an electric solenoid that is triggered by a timer in that box up there, and it uses air pressure from your shop to push the oil, and it flows throughout the entire machine. The motor is down here in the bottom behind that door where it says abrasive, and it's a pretty good sized motor. It's a 3-horse Westinghouse. Not that 3 horse is a lot, but the size of the motor itself is pretty substantial. It's a great big torquey motor that just has tons of grunt. You can see over here on the bottom there's a VFD. Above that is the original push button control panel, and right behind those both is the electrical control panel where the transformers, breakers, and bus bars are, and that's where the power goes in. It branches off to the push button control box and to the VFD. So I'll go ahead and, well, I'll just show the controls really quick first. So what we've got is this lever here. This is start lever. This is the stop lever. I would push that to the right to disengage the start lever. This is my linear and Y control cranking handle. This is the gear selector here for when it's under power. I can switch this back and forth, left and right, and it will change the direction of which it's stepping in. This is a fine-tuned knob, so that if I wanted, I could just move this a little bit at a time and run it in X without moving in Y. This is the adjustment right here that would set how much this machine actually moves in and out, and that distance itself, you know, instead of this far, just as an example, I could set it to, you know, this far or wider, whatever, doesn't matter. But that's what controls the amount that it moves. This is the manual control knob for cranking it back and forth in X. And behind that, let me move this, is the high-low range push-pull knob that basically controls whether you're going to run at a high rate of feed or a slow rate of feed. And this here is direction, left or right. And of course, the limits are controlled by these. Let me get it in camera here. These dogs right here. They'll hit the lever as it passes back and forth by it. So I can adjust those left or right to change the distance that it travels. So I'll go ahead and power this up, and we'll see how it works. So to start, I'm going to flip my breaker. Here. And that's going to put power to the transformers in there. Then I'm going to hit my spindle start button. That's going to put power to everything else. VFD's running. And I'll hit the run button on that, and what that's going to do is start to cycle up to 60 hertz, and as it does, it's going to put power to the motor inside of the casing and get everything running. So here we go. You see that's ramping up. It'll stop at 60 hertz, and there is the spindle turning. And now it's reached maximum speed. So here we go. I'm going to hit the start engage lever. Pull that up. There, as you can see, the table's traveling back and forth in X. You can see the stop dogs underneath flipping the lever back and forth as it moves.
Now if I come over here and I put this in gear, now it's going to start to move in and out. But I can go the other direction if I want as well. So I'm going to go ahead and shift it back into neutral. Then I come over here and change from fast feed to a slow feed. Now actually I gotta pop it out of drive gear first. So disengage. And I'll come over here, go ahead and change my gear. And then see what I get now. See now. Now the speed has changed on it all. High and low range. And it'll work the same for the Y traverse. I'll put that in gear and so there we go. I'm going to take it all out of gear again. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and shut it down as well. So I'm going to hit stop. That's shutting down my spindle. And I'll shut down the power box here. And then flip my breaker. So there it is. That's the Landis Abrasive number 3S surface grinder. Good old machine. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like my machine. If you'd like, comment down below. And please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.